What's the pathway that oxygen must go through in order to get into the blood? When discussing this concept, we can categorize two zones, the respiratory zone and the conductive zone. The conductive zone is that zone where air is passing through and it's not actually involved in gas exchange. So this would be like the structures like the nose and the pharynx and the trachea and further down even into the bronchioles. Let's look at some pictures. The air comes through the external nares and into this area called the nasal cavity, which happens to have these meatuses. These meatuses allow for more surface area in the nasal cavity. Then the air goes through the larynx and eventually down through the trachea, as you can notice. Here we have an image of the lungs and the trachea, and if you see in the label there's the carina. The carina is a ridge of cartilage where the division between the two bronchi occur. Further into the lung, we're looking at the bronchioles in the lungs and then the terminal bronchioles. Those are still the conductive zone. But once we get to the respiratory bronchioles and, of course, the alveolar ducts, then we start talking about a different zone. That's the respiratory zone. If you notice all the way at the bottom, there's the alveoli in the surfactant layer. That's where the actual oxygen transfer occurs. Here at the respiratory membrane, the oxygen must finally pass through the two epitheliums of both the alveolus and the pulmonary capillary, including also the basement membranes of these two structures.